Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. This is Eve Stranger #1, and kind of confusing who the actual publisher is. We got Black Crown, who I thought was their own company, and then we've got IDW down here. And then it says on the back, both of them. Also says for mature readers, but there's really nothing in here that you couldn't get away with in like PG-13, at least in this issue. Like even the violence and bloodshed's not particularly graphic. And you're thinking, Elizibar, why are you looking at a book from like 5 months ago? Well, because Maury sent it to me. He also just sent me some random stickers. Because why not send people random stickers, right? So we got a little Pizza Regina sticker with the Mad Maury logo. We're going to just like get that logo in here. The logo's attacking us on the pizza box. You can't even see because it's too blurry, but it's there, trust me. And then Black Nito sticker. I hang out with some weird people. All right. So Eve Stranger, we'll show off a couple things. We start off here with this. It's a flashback. She's remembering her dad, taking some medicine. She's sick or something. Okay, boom. We've established the overarching mystery that we're going to investigate in the rest of the book. Then she wakes up. And she's got like a note she's written to herself, a gun, stuff. And she starts figuring out stuff because she's reading the note. And one narrative device that is actually pretty good is the notes narration. Oh, you can't see the top of the page. The notes narration continues through the whole book. So you have this continuous narrative in parallel with what's going on. And that's a very effective way to explain kind of a lot of... Oh, you can't quite see the glare. I'm getting a lot of glare up in this corner from the sun. I got my curtains pulled, actually, and there's like a little crack and the sunlight down at me. I think it's a little too bright to have directly on the comic book, though, which is why I got the curtains pulled. Anyway, that doesn't matter. She's got a credit card, a gun, and room service. And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about with using this narrative in parallel with, like, the meta-narrative in parallel with the actual narrative of the book. You never order room service. Uh-huh. While we're here, I just gotta say, like, the art in this book is fine. I don't really have any complaints about the art. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Gun Cats, in that the backgrounds are usually, not usually, sometimes kind of plain in here, and sometimes they're not. I mean, that's just drawing shortcuts. I mean, there's only so many ways you can make a wall really interesting. But they at least choose angles in this book that do something more than the people are sitting by like a flat gray surface. As you can see here, the wall's got an angle, the wall's got an angle, the wall's got an angle. It's just in these couple of panels, there's not really anything going on. And they're such small panels and so zoomed in on something else. I'm letting it go. But even when I say, like, there's not much going on, like, if you look here, you can see, like, the demarcation of the bedding, and then presumably this is just the rest of the sheet. See where the bedding is, wall. So there's actually a pretty good amount of care going into this art. And sometimes the art is pretty nice looking. I really like this look she has here. It's very expressive and evocative. So, she gets into a fight. She kills the hotel bellhop here, bringing her stuff. And she figures out how much money she has on that credit card. Oh, yeah. We also get this other narrative. This guy sends a minion to look up the Eve Stranger stuff and then tell him about it, and the guy kind of dies. That's unfortunate for him. She buys an awesome ride, and turns out that, like, everybody around her is in on this conspiracy. So who is she? What does she do? What matters? She's basically a freelance assassin, troubleshooter, whatever you want to call it. One panel that's kind of dumb. This, who cares? Why is this even in the book? This part has no purpose in the narrative of this story. This is just a cheap political insert. There's a good bit of action. There's a good bit of mystery. It's an okay book. Wow, I just whacked the microphone. It's an okay book. Like, I kind of liked it, honestly. Like the premise totally sounds super generic. I'm sure I have seen a number of movies like this. There was oh, what was it? It was wasn't it a Ben Affleck movie? Uh, he had to give himself amnesia and then he left himself clues to figure out the conspiracy or whatever. Total Recall, kind of Jax's style. Any of those stories where somebody wakes up and they're an agent and they've forgotten things, but then they have a mission to do and they've left themselves clues. This fits right in that tradition of cinema. In fact, that's really what this book feels like. This book doesn't really feel like it's meant to be a comic book. It feels like it was meant to be a movie. Like this is somebody's failed screenplay. It's just turned into a comic book here. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Uh, I'm pretty sure one book I really like, Wolverton, is a screenplay. That's a fun comic. If you haven't checked out Wolverton, you probably should. It's great, like heist action, very classical, vaguely swashbucklery. This is like a generic action movie, and the action doesn't make up nearly enough of the book's runtime. We spend a lot of time in the mystery in this first issue, and it makes me wonder if in the next couple of issues, the action gets a lot more interesting because there's like, I don't know, in this book there's, let's see, the first fight scene, the guy pulls out a Uzi, she shoots him in the head, or kicks him in the head, and then shoots him in the head or something. Then the second fight sequence is like 1 page. So we've got like 2 pages of action out of the 20 something of this book with a whole lot of talking. Now, I got to say, the talking and the description and the exploration of the mystery was compelling. It was pretty darn interesting. But I think maybe making the fights a little more interesting, like she kills some people and the fight's over, and that's it. That's it. You don't have like a guy with a machine gun. She's like diving behind a couch or something. You know, there's no crazy John Woo action. It's all very straightforward. It's just like, hello, blam, and you're done. It's kind of totally man, look at that sunlight creeping over, man. Look at the march of time as I'm talking. Isn't that amazing? The little things in life are amazing. Little things in life are amazing. Eve Stranger isn't quite amazing, but you know what? It's not a bad book. This is perfectly competent. If I had picked this up when it was new, I probably would have read the whole series. Like, this first issue lays out enough interesting little hooks that it's kind of cool. I don't know if this, how many issues were supposed to be in this, obviously, miniseries. But let's enumerate the mysteries, because this first issue sets up a lot of mysteries for us, and it doesn't resolve any of them, except that things get arranged for her and she has to just do it or she dies. Like, that's the one mystery that we understand. When she wakes up, she's reading the note. She's like, you have to go here, you have to go here and do the thing, or you'll die. So see, mystery number 1, who is she? Mystery number 2, who's her dad? Mystery number 3, why can't she remember anything? Mystery number 4, what's the Eve Project? Mystery number 5, who are the people running the Eve Project? Mystery number 6, who's that guy? Mystery number 7, who's sending all these assassins after her? Like, we're already up to 7 mysteries, and I probably could go enumerate more. Like, what bank gives somebody unlimited credit on a credit card? Isn't that amazing? I want one of those, especially if I don't have to pay it back. Aw, that would be dope, wouldn't it? Anyway, you all out there, have a good day. I'll see you next time. Got some stickers here. Thanks, Maury, for sending me the book. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if this was like in your personal collection or if you had to order it or what. I think you said you ordered it from somebody, so uh, thank you for the expenditure of funds. I hope you've enjoyed the comic book review. I was expecting to really not like this book, and it turns out I liked it. So we got that going on. I think I already said take care of yourselves, but take care of yourselves. Have a great day, and bye bye.